Title: Pixel the Grey Robot, A Spark of Courage. Have you ever felt stuck in a job that didn't make you happy anymore? Meet Pixel, a hard-working grey robot who thought he had everything figured out until one day, everything changed. This is the story of how he found the courage to start over, to believe in himself again, and to discover what it really means to be alive inside. Chapter 1: The Robot in the Routine. Every morning, Pixel the Grey Robot, a small, square-shaped robot with bright blue eyes and a slightly dented chest plate, rolled into Unit 9, a huge metal factory that stretched beyond the city skyline. Pixel's job was to monitor gears and bolts, tightening every loose screw, checking every glowing pipe. He did it perfectly every single day for years. But lately, Pixel's sparks felt dimmer. The loud humming of machines that once sounded like music now felt like noise. Other robots, like Clank, his chatty co-worker with orange plating, loved the predictable rhythm. "Hey Pixel, you're quiet again. Everything functioning?" Clank asked, his gears whirring cheerfully. "Yes," Pixel replied softly. "Everything's fine." But it wasn't. Deep inside, Pixel's circuits were full of questions. Why am I doing this? Is there more to life than gears and bolts? Chapter 2: The Spark That Broke. One stormy evening, as lightning cracked across the sky, a massive power surge hit the factory. Alarms blared, sparks flew, robots scrambled. Pixel tried to stabilize the power lines, but a sudden explosion of light threw him backward. When he awoke, everything was silent, too silent. The machines were off. The factory was dark. Pixel stood up slowly. His metal chest plate was cracked, his sensors flickered. In that eerie stillness, a strange feeling washed over him: fear. But behind the fear was something else: freedom. That night, Pixel decided something brave. He wouldn't return to the same work again. He would leave and discover what else life had to offer, a journey beyond the factory walls. Chapter 3: Leaving the Machine Behind. Pixel packed a small metal bag, a spare battery, a wrench, and a map of the outer fields, a place where robots rarely went. Clank rolled up beside him. "You're really leaving?" Clank beeped in disbelief. "Yes," Pixel said. "I don't know what I'll find, but I can't stay in the same loop anymore." "It's risky out there," Clank warned. "Maybe," Pixel said with a faint smile. "But so is never trying." And with that, Pixel rolled out into the dawn. Chapter 4: The Struggles Beyond the Gates. The first days were hard. Pixel's battery ran low. He had to trade his wrench for an old solar charger. Rain rusted his arms. He slept under abandoned train cars and listened to the wind whisper through broken glass. Sometimes, he wanted to give up. He missed the comfort of routine, the sound of familiar gears turning. But every time he looked at the rising sun reflecting on his scratched metal surface, something inside him whispered, "Keep going." Chapter 5: The Garden of New Sparks. After many weeks, Pixel stumbled upon a quiet valley full of sunlight and green vines growing over old machines. There, he met Luma, a bright white maintenance drone who ran a small repair workshop for broken bots. "You look like you've been through a storm," Luma said kindly. "I was," Pixel replied, half smiling. "Then you found the right place. I fix what's broken and sometimes help bots find their new purpose." Pixel began helping Luma in her workshop. He learned to plant energy cells, to paint old machines with color, and to listen to stories of robots who had once lost hope too. For the first time in forever, Pixel didn't just work, he created. Chapter 6: The New Beginning. Months later, Pixel built something special, a small glowing sculpture made from old gears and wires. It wasn't perfect, but it was full of heart. When he showed it to Luma, she said, "That's beautiful, Pixel. You found your spark." Pixel realized that the explosion that broke him was really the start of something new. He began teaching other robots how to build and dream again. And one day, when the sun set across the green valley, Pixel looked at his reflection in a pool of water. His once dull grey plating now shimmered with shades of silver and blue. Maybe, he whispered, leaving wasn't the end. It was the beginning of me. Moral of the story. Even when life feels uncertain, leaving behind what no longer fits, you can lead to something better. Pixel learned that courage isn't the absence of fear, it's moving forward despite it.